This is Jed MacKay, and you're listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast.
Yes, welcome back, Looney listeners. You are listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. This is episode 255. I am one of your high presser Conchi Ray, and returning, joining me for this new comic book is high presser Conchi Rebecca. Rebecca, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Good to see you.
Hi. Yeah.
Slightly different format, Loonies. So
Yeah. This is shocking to me, but
I can see.
I knew Ray would do it one day. Like one day would. The truth is, every other time we've tried, it hasn't entirely worked. When we've not had enough time to get it to work. So
yeah, no. But you're looking good, Rebecca. I see a bearded Captain America behind you as well.
Yeah, there's Captain America and more Captain America and Iron Man and
nice.
Gotta say, workroom. Not as professional looking as your background, so you know. Bed, bed there.
I've got nothing in the background there. Loonies, if you're wondering, sorry, we are creating a video as well. I'm just testing out some new toys. But yeah, here with Rebecca. Of course, this is a Moonshine. We've got a new comic book issue, baby, from Jed MacKay, Alessandro Cappuccio, and Rachelle Rosenberg. This is our reaction review episode of that issue. So, of course, before any of that, a big thank you to our sponsors. At the top of the list there, Daniel Doing of Fringe Knight. It's a creator-owned, probably a character by Daniel. He's also an awesome cosplayer. He's been showing me some of his Moon Knight and Fringe Knight cosplays. Really cool. Also, as well, like Daniel, who was a patroni, Drew Toombs and his music, Tombs and Lurk Music, which can be found both on SoundCloud and Bandcamp. Fantastic stuff. We might incorporate some of that. I've been speaking to Drew, and we can incorporate some of that into the show. Also, CLZ Comics by Collectors, great database. Go check it out. I think it's something like, Aussie dollars. It's $2.50 a month, so it's it's not much, but you get to play with all the little bells and whistles to stay on top of your collection. And finally, Dreamland Comics from Schaumburg, Illinois. Now, I know one of our Loonies has used that, so a big thank you. We've got a discount code there that you can use, which I'll let you know towards the end of the show, for back issues, discounted back issues. So there are our fantastic sponsors. Now, Rebecca.
Yep.
How has your week been?
I can't not full face this. Just something dawning on me, but go on, what were you going to say? Sorry.
How's the week been? Good?
Yeah, good. As good as it gets. I mean, like, we've got crazy COVID cases here. So pretty much just stuck at home and got food in, and it's pretty quiet. Just work, the run up to Christmas.
Yep.
Pretty good. I've got a lot of comics I'm behind on. So so I just read this and Avengers Forever, and then went over to Discord and went, is this a new Moon Knight? So there may be a Moon Knight character in Avengers Forever, but it's hard to tell, is all I can say. If you go to our Discord, I've put a picture up. You can chuck it up on the website if you want. It's because Avengers Forever is like multiverse Avengers.
Oh, okay.
So I bought it because it's like Ant-Man, Iron Man mashup. Like Tony Stark is basically Ant-Man, but also an archaeologist.
Oh.
So that sounded quite fun. And then, like, the final splash page, he talks about the losers of the earth, like as if they're like a lame series of heroes.
Okay.
And there's a few of them. There's like a Vision one that looks like half his body's missing.
Oh.
And then like there's this a woman with a crescent moon on her sort of stomach, her abs. But I've no idea. So it might be a mashup character. It might be nothing. It might be. So we'll be keeping an eye on that in case that's a new Moon Knight
awesome.
or a Moon Knight mashup. But yeah. They definitely had a moon on them. There was no names or anything else, so who knows?
Well, this is the beauty of it, like Rebecca. I mean, everyone, all the Loonies have got their eyes peeled out for anything, everything Moon Knight. So, I mean, Loonies, if you have heard or come across Avengers Forever as well, let us know what you think as well. I mean, like, that's great. Yeah. First time I've heard of it. It sounds very similar to Infinity Warps, right? I mean, with Iron Man, Ant-Man?
I think a little bit, but I'm not sure they're supposed to be the two personalities mashed up. I think they're just like, if in another world, like, Tony's research had taken him on the Pym particle route.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It's like they're more like
right.
what ifs.
Yes. Cool. That's a point of difference.
I think so. But somebody on Discord, I don't have it open or I'd look it up, was commenting it would be cool if it was Okoye as Moon Knight.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
And also, we were obviously speculating Ravonna because of Kang, but, you know.
Yeah.
Who knows? That's all we've got is this tiny little picture.
Yeah. Is Kang still going? Was that mini ended?
The last issue was yesterday, but I'm getting it by mail, so I haven't read that one yet.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you are a little bit of catch up to do, Rebecca, on your comics. What have I got? I think I've read Devil's Reign. I'm up to my Amazing Spider-Mans. That's good. I got, and a little bit of a shift, Loonies, Justice League Incarnate. Have you heard of that? It's a mini by Josh Williamson on DC.
I mean, I know it exists.
Okay, but you haven't explored. Okay. Well, I mean, I just thought I got it basically for Josh Williamson. I thought he's been a pretty cool writer. We had him on another show, and he just seemed like a cool dude. So I thought I'd try and support his stuff, and read his stuff on Batman and Superman. So that was very solid. That's the only thing I'm like...
Spider-Woman was out yesterday, right? Was new Spider-Woman out yesterday?
No, unless I've missed it. No, was it?
I don't know.
No,
people were I saw people talking about Spider-Woman, but I didn't know if it was specifically. Maybe it was from the solicits they were talking about her, because the solicits came out as well. So we've had the solicits for Devil's Reign, Moon Knight, and Moon Knight 9. Is it by then 8 or 9?
Yeah, I think it's 9. The one with Hunter's Moon on the cover.
Yes. Let's say yes. I don't. I'm not opening Discord to find out.
It's going really well on Discord as well. I mean, Rebecca, I've got to say, and I've got to say to the listeners who haven't maybe explored that channel of ours, but yeah, there's some really cool conversations and chats going along there. I know that you pop in and out there as well, Rebecca.
Yeah, I find it easier to keep track of things in there because it's not quite as busy as the Facebook page.
Yeah.
So I pop into the Facebook page, but I quite often have to scroll through a lot because I've missed a lot through the day. Whereas Discord, there's a lot less. It's a lot less going on.
Yeah.
So you can just sort of, and there's spoiler channels and things like that. So.
Yeah.
It's quite easy to sort of segment what we're talking about.
Is that it's only available right on desktop or laptop? I've been trying to figure out how to do that
I have it
spoiler
on my
thing.
iPad.
Can you do that spoiler
thing? You can do it. Yeah, you can. But you have to work out how to do it. Like I think for a time, like I can do it with photos from the iPad, but like you can also put in the marks that you can physically type the marks that make it a spoiler and then spoiler tag it
like a command
from anywhere else. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've got to learn how to do that.
It's a little bit more fiddly.
Stuff that name.
But, you can set this up. You can manage.
Wow, yeah.
Just us oldies, we're not good with tech, guys.
No, exactly. Yeah, I'm stumbling through this thing. So I'm hoping this works. I'm hoping it records. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, just a roundup of the comics, I guess, that have come out. God, what else have I got? Hulk 2. I haven't read that yet with Donny Cates.
No, I'm not reading that.
Yeah, the first one was okay. It's different from Immortal Hulk, of course.
I just need a break from Hulk. I just think there's not he's not necessarily consistently character that I care about.
Okay.
He's definitely one I'll dip in and out more, and I'm buying a lot of stuff at the moment. I'm buying action, but I'm behind on it.
I think one of our mutual friends is very happy about that and surprised at the same time that we're actually. It's like I told him, he's like, really? It's like yeah.
Well, look, literally, all they had to do was put the authority in it, and that was always going to be enough for me. So
Oh, hang on. I've got eyes on my cat Flip here. I think he wants to jump on the desk, and
that's nice. Good. Mine's disappeared.
He's a big cat though. Like he'll just topple the microphone and the light. So
I'm
just trying to get him. He's ready to pounce. It's like no, just keep your
He wants to be a star.
Yeah,
he wants to be high priest.
Exactly. Well, he's not as elevated as Ozzy. So Ozzy's
Ozzy has the little moon symbol and everything.
The moon has been on the show a couple of times. So
his name basically means Ramesses. So
exactly. I mean, you're nothing. No, he's not.
Oh,
he's not. He's good.
Ozzy's disappeared. Ray got to see him when we were setting this up, but then he ran off.
I have a hot take. I have a feeling that he will return, Rebecca. Like Hunter's Moon.
I mean, it depends. He does, he does tend to drift in and out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I won't play the music loud next time, so it doesn't scare him off.
That's what scared him off.
Anyway, listeners, so we are here to, of course, do the fantastic latest issue. No spoilers. We'll keep our final thoughts to it towards the end. So Moon Knight Volume 9, Issue 6, released December 22nd of this year. Writer Jed MacKay, penciler inker Alessandro Cappuccio, colorist Rachelle Rosenberg, letterer VC's Corey Petit, and editor Tom Brevoort. Now, this should be available in floppy format and digital. Rebecca, I'm assuming you're reading it digitally?
Yeah, I'm buying it in both, basically.
Me too. Yeah, me too. I mean,
because our mail's so bad.
Yes.
I don't know when I'll get it. I mean,
yeah.
And they had an issue a while ago, my comic shop, and I think I got one issue 6 weeks after it was due out.
Oh no!
So,
well, actually, I've got. Incidentally, it's a couple of weeks now. I'm still waiting on Daredevil 36. It's like the prelude to Devil's Reign. And,
oh no!
Yeah, and Darkhawk. So I haven't got that yet. And Kings have said, "Oh, sorry, it's going to be 2-3 weeks delayed." I don't know why.
There's real delays internationally. Yeah. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to kind of retrospectively read that. But yeah, anyway, like Rebecca and myself, you should be getting this both in floppy and digital format, if you can. I mean, of course, the comic has the code in there, right? You can actually do both if you want. Just
read the code. But you have to, if you have to get out, you can share your code, but you have to actually physically get it, and that's my problem. It's physically getting the copy.
Rebecca, maybe we should do that. Maybe as a giveaways and stuff, just give away codes. I've seen other podcasts do that. That's
well,
decent.
I don't use my codes.
Yeah, I don't use my codes as well. They're just
there you go.
Wafting around.
We can let 2 whole people catch up. No, but seriously, I mean, I think you have 6 months to use the code, so I'll dig out all my issues.
Yes, me too. We'll do that. So any loonies who may not have access, just let us know. We'll fix you up.
We'll find something.
Exactly. Loonies, as always, and for those that may not have listened, what Rebecca and I will do, we'll go through what we call a bare bones, which is a synopsis, kindly read out by Rebecca this time.
Of course.
I literally, Rebecca...
I'm looking at our notes on this issue.
Oh, well, I literally wrote this bare bones just before we jumped on. So
I saw you finishing it.
I apologise for any terrible writing.
Any problems with it is all Ray's fault.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, disclaimer. So we'll go through the summary in case you just want a summary of it to get you steadied for our discussion. Then what we'll do. I'm looking at the prompt notes. What we'll do key moments. So Rebecca and I will just talk about, I guess, the big things that happened in the issue, and then we can talk about things like writing, art themes, characterizations, references, that sort of thing. Rebecca has, oh my God, you filled it out a lot more than I have.
I have put in so many notes.
And what a note! I've just read it as well.
It's not a wrong though. You will agree with me by the time we get to it.
And of course, we'll end this with our moon rating. So Conishue's, bless you, Conishu. His rating system, their rating system, that we have done away with the vanilla one because Conishue's is just way better. So
who needs vanilla?
Who needs vanilla
when you have Conishu?
Exactly. I do like vanilla though. Rebecca, I don't know. Do you like that?
No, I don't dislike it, but I do. But this year, when we've been having vanilla, I've taken to adding things like peanut butter and chocolate chips to it.
Oh, nice.
And even Nutella. So, just a little on the side. Just a little... You can dip a bit of ice cream, bit of topping. Very good is all I'm saying.
Something to smother the vanilla taste? Is that what we're doing?
No, I like 95% vanilla or 98% vanilla. Okay, tiny bit of peanut butter. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Awesome. Well, I'm really hungry now, Rebecca. I'm thinking that, and I'm thinking of like Christmas now. I'm thinking what sort of goodies I can have.
I know, right?
Nutella, choc chip, cookies. That all sounds good to me, and vanilla. Before I get sidetracked any further, Rebecca, would you be so kind as to? And I'm going to add music live, listeners. So if this faffs
Lord,
then just blame me again. So Rebecca, would you be so kind as to just wait for the intro to start and to give us the bare bones?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
With Moon Knight injured from the bomb blast that decimated the Midnight Mission, Zodiac capitalises on Marc's disoriented state and continues to beat on him. Meanwhile, Reese frantically runs to seek aid and soon finds an unlikely ally. Returning to the Midnight Mission, Zodiac continues his assault and intends to also kill Soldier as motivation for Moon Knight to come after him. Without warning, Zodiac is attacked from behind, and it's revealed that Hunter's Moon has come to the rescue, having listened to Reese's plea for help. Unable to feel pain, Zodiac steadies himself and makes his escape by blowing up some cars parked near the mission. The intent proves successful as it distracts Hunter's Moon, allowing Zodiac to escape. There's nothing more to do but help Marc and tend to his wounds. After a brief vision of Khonshu, Marc awakes and finds Dr. Badr, aka Hunter's Moon, stitching him up. Badr explains that although they've had their differences, they're still brothers, both sons of Khonshu. Marc falls unconscious, enters a dreamlike state, travelling through his own mind as Badr explains how he came to be the other Fist of Khonshu. A diligent and studious individual, Badr soon discovered that knowledge didn't bring him closer to his own spirituality, nor did he feel the presence of God. Through this, he nurtured his rational, pragmatic side and lost touch with faith. A savage attack by vampires set Badr on the road to meeting Khonshu, and it was from this salvation that Badr finally experienced what he'd wanted, to know a god. This in turn grew into animosity for Marc, as Badr felt Marc had squandered his gift. Wrapping Marc up in bandages like a mummy, Badr physically heals him while explaining his change of heart towards Moon Knight. Reese's action to approach Badr, despite the danger she put herself in, brings him to the realization of the nobility of those he once thought petty. Marc soon heals, but not completely, from his wounds, but Badr's work is done and an alliance is formed. Outside, Tigra, and Reese collect Marc and take him back to the Midnight Mission, where he's met favourably by the community. Mr. Knight heads inside, and despite the ruins around him, declares that he is Moon Knight and he's not going anywhere.
Yep. So there you go.
Pretty good.
Well done.
Really good.
Well done.
Pretty good summary.
I'm happy with I used the volume pitch there, Rebecca, to do a bit of a fade out. I feel like
very nice.
I feel like Noel.
Turning pro on us.
Because I know Noel's an audio engineer, so I feel Anyway, there you go. Fantastically written by Rebecca, read by Rebecca, of course. And that roundabout. I mean, it misses a few things, of course, but we can always get into that. Key moments and the discussions.
It's not supposed to be comprehensive.
No, exactly. Rebecca, overall, what did you make of this? And more interestingly enough, I want you to maybe put it into context with the other issues. How did you find this compared to the other ones as well?
I liked it. I thought there was an interesting pivot there. I mean, I think we all kind of guessed Reese was going for Hunter's Moon, because she's not really met many other people to know.
I thought it was Tigra, actually, that she was going to. But anyway.
Actually, I didn't even think of Tigra, so that's my bad. I assumed it was Hunter's Moon, so I wasn't surprised it was Hunter's Moon. A little surprised this became a Hunter's Moon kind of origin, but happy. Happy with that. I'm not sure what to make about Zodiac, like the resolution with Zodiac, because it was pretty abrupt, but I like that kind of subverts your expectations of the end of an arc. Like, I think it works. The more I think about it, it works as a kind of he's around, because we were joking, what if Marc just gets up and slays him, like because so I like that he's still out there, and I still would like to know his view of helping Marc, because he still very much says he wants to help him.
He reiterates
and everyone seems to be wanting to help Marc.
Yeah.
And Marc's trying to help Marc in terms of going to his therapy, even though that's Avengers mandated. But even within himself, we've seen him in the last few issues open up to Tigra and then open up to psychiatrist. And so it's interesting. It's interesting to see where we're going to take it. I liked it.
Yeah, I thought maybe, so would it be fair to say, because I was trying to think about that as well, like Zodiac, how is he helping Marc? Is he giving Marc, is that the thing? Is he giving him a focus, like a driver to...
Maybe. I mean, it's hard to think that Marc hasn't had a focus that was, but maybe he wants to give him a big bad. I don't know.
Because I was thinking,
I'm
just
sure
the way...
more will come out about that.
Yeah, just the way that he was framed Zodiac, about being someone that is a little disappointed that, that Marc has kind of lost his faith, I guess. So I guess he's trying to help him as well find Khonshu, or maybe he's helping him be the Fist of Khonshu that he should be. But then again, so is Hunter's Moon, right? I thought that was the whole deal with
and
Hunter's
it's also
Moon.
like the way he says it, I want to break you, I want to help you. It's like there's two separate sort of strands there. So we definitely have to learn more about like what his plan is. And obviously this isn't a sane individual, like a fully sane individual.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily have to make sense to us what his theory is. I mean, I'd have to go back to the original ominous talks about what he was saying about doing to Moon Knight. But I mean, maybe he wants to get him close to God, so he'll be closer to death. So he'll be closer to Khonshu.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anything in his mind. Can I just say, though, like, before I forget, that I think it's very cool that the front page, the cover has the horoscope page of the newspaper open. And if any of us had been really on the ball when we had seen the covers in the solicits, we might have guessed it was Zodiac.
I wonder if there is a person out there that had guessed it, like some really uber fan.
I mean, maybe.
That we
it's
just
quite
don't know
cute.
about.
I mean, so anyway, I just thought I'd forget otherwise to mention it. I thought I'll remember to mention it under art, but I won't. So there it is there. So it'd be interesting to see. I'm interested to see how long Zodiac's out before he comes back.
Yeah, because there's a
or if he keeps going as a sort of like permanent thread through this.
Yeah, because they're ready. I mean, they're obligated to go through the Devil's Reign arc, which is coming up soon. So he's going to be gone. It has to be gone for a while.
He's gone at least. I mean, he's gone for at least one issue, because I think the solicit, which just came out yesterday, is pretty much Marc fighting his way out of jail. Yeah.
But I mean, yes.
So for the Devil's Reign issue.
So. And I'm thinking Marc will be kind of tied up with that for a while. But I'd like to see, I mean, that was a question I thought. I mean, is this the end of Zodiac we'll see for a while? I'd like to see him back because he has so much potential, and Jed MacKay has just teased him, really.
He's really established him very well. And also, I think to go back to your other point about Devil's Reign, is before we get Hunter's Moon standing in for Marc, we needed the Hunter's Moon origin story. So I think it worked, within what we're going to have as a longer run. I mean, I think it's interesting. It's not necessarily where I'd want to end a trade, but I think it would work. And I mean, look, we're getting the second trade's worth, so anyone who only doesn't buy the rest of the story, it's on them now. So
I was thinking about that, the way it ended, like with just Moon Knight saying I am Moon Knight and I'm not going anywhere. And then kind of thinking, how would this read as a trade? Like if you read issues 1 to 6 straight all the way through, I think it would be pretty cool because
I think it works. I just don't think it's not the ending we're used to.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, I actually really like the fact that we've had a few things we're not used to because you read enough superhero comics, there can be a lot of similar beats.
Yeah,
and it's nice to see someone juggle those a bit.
Yeah, something a little bit different.
I'll say, Dr. Barda does not look like he lives in a very nice apartment.
I didn't notice.
I just turned to that page and I'm like, it's got like bars over the window. It looks terrible. It's a doctor.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking when Reese bangs on his door. It looks like a prison door. Yeah,
it looks like a prison door.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Maybe he's an esoteric.
But Huntersman, you're right. He has to kind of be established because, and I think it's good because, as you say, it works. Jed MacKay's giving us that other side of him, so we'll actually have some sort of empathy towards him and how how he came to be. He's a victim of it explains straight away why he wants to kill Moon Knight's colleagues like Reese and Terry at that stage in Shannon because he's got such a hatred for vampires who kind of did this to him.
I mean, they killed him, but they also, I guess, gave him access to his god. So
he's got to be. Well,
maybe.
I mean, I don't think he'd be going up to them saying thank you. I think he'd be.
They were the reason
they were exactly. If it wasn't for them. But more interestingly enough, if we just jump to one of the other people on Hunter's Moon's origin, I found this very interesting as well. It's this whole fact that he was very diligent, very studious, did all the right things. He wanted to, so to speak, reach that particular height when it came to...
I think he just wanted to believe in God fully and just couldn't.
But
I think people who grew up in religious families do find that. But his parents were academics as well.
True.
So maybe he wanted to be like his school friends and stuff.
But and I guess his approach was probably through nurture, not through nature. But as he said as well, as it said, it was all rote kind of learning that he did. Nothing was, in the very base way, sinking really in or really immersing himself in it. He did everything on an intellectual and an academic level.
Everything on a rational level.
So this is interesting that, once he wasn't able to kind of connect in that way with what he was doing. Like he did all the prayers and such. But when he died and then he gets closer to Khonshu because Khonshu kind of saves him, this in turn makes him kind of hate Marc because Marc has this thing. Marc was resurrected by Khonshu as well, but he seems to spurn that. Whereas this is exactly the thing that Bader was trying to attain. He
would have loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's a little bit churlish of him because, I understand jealousy and things like that, but everyone has to come at this from a different place. If you believe in a god, or if you believe in Khonshu as a god, then you have to believe that his will is his will, and if his will is to save Marc, whatever. But I can understand religious people are not necessarily always very well known for. I'm not judging others, I was going to say. I mean, he's just... Bader seems overly... a little bit judgmental, but I can see where it comes from, and I think we needed to see where it comes from. We needed to have this détente. And also, it's cool that he's a doctor, so he can heal Marc, even though he appears to be mummifying him, which is hilarious.
That was an amazing little turn, I thought, because when it pans to that panel, I was thinking, what is he doing? Does he hope to bury him?
He's mummifying him.
Yeah.
They're all weirdos. Marc sleeps in a sarcophagus.
Marc does.
And now he's being turned into a mummy.
Yeah.
It's just this is taking things a bit far, but
But how cool was that?
I trusted that he wasn't doing anything bad to him, so.
No, so
was this... Moon Knight healing.
Yeah, so was this some sort of weird way that Moon Knight's kind of heal, or
it must
was it?
Be.
Yeah, I mean, or was it? Oh, I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
Or was it more like what does he mention? Inters him in order for him to meet up with Khonshu, like to speak with Khonshu? Was that
maybe?
Yeah. Which incidentally, Cappuccio draws a very mean Khonshu. How cool is that? I love
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And the colouring.
Again, yeah.
On the week The Matrix came out, it's very Matrix.
Oh, The Matrix has come out? Oh, you guys, yeah.
And you?
Yeah? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I've been caught up in the whole MCU and stuff. I just haven't looked outside the box. That's awesome. Yeah, I've seen the trailers. They look good. But you're right, the colouring, oh my God. Can I just fawn over a couple? Let's just jump to art a little. There's this one bit, I'm just trying to flick through. Where is it? Number one, where Hunter's Moon is on either side of him, the exploding cars. That's awesome. Like with the flames.
That is cool.
But my favourite one... my favourite one...
Next page is beautiful. First time you see Khonshu with it fading in.
That was and when I saw that on Twitter, I thought, I don't know why, but I thought Cappuccio just did that as a flourish. I didn't realise it was part of the comic. I just thought he wanted to draw Khonshu. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because...
Why not? But my favourite one is a couple of pages after that. And again, it's with Rachelle Rosenberg's colours. And Cappuccio's way that he draws capes, and it's very flowy. And there's like there's an image of Marc at the top on a bed on the operating table. But then there's 3 visions of Moon Knight as he jumps or falls or enters his vision quest, his dream thing. Absolutely awesome. Just really
beautiful.
Really well done.
And that's the one Jed put the little sketch up of, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So go find Jed's sketch of that because it's perfect. It's my kind of stick figure.
That's awesome as well.
Shows you just how amazing artists are.
Oh, and if you look at, I was thinking about the next couple of pages, which is a double page splash. I mean, this must have come through instructions from Jed as well. He's writing about having Moon Knight walk like from a distance, come up to like the camera, so to speak, in the middle, and then kind of walk away. And then you kind of get this almost, I don't know, round perspective.
Panoramic.
Yeah. Panoramic, that's it. Rebecca, jeez, my gosh. Hold on.
That's what you keep me around for.
But it's awesome. Not only is he just walking, but he's in this weird kind of dreamscape. But it's got the visions of Batter at the background. And I really love it. So the art
and
is
also
just,
like the page where the page where Badder's killed by the vampires. The vampires are amazing.
Oh yeah,
the teeth and the eyes.
Oh yes, yeah. I did think at once until he actually explained it was vampires. I was kind of hoping they'd be like werewolves because remember there was that conspiracy.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that issue 3 that he had the hairy
and
hand.
then that picture of the temple with the hieroglyphics in the back, beautifully detailed, and Moon Knight there in front of Khonshu.
Yeah, I mean,
so good.
You could really.
Yeah, I mean, there's some real stunning art in this.
And I've actually tweeted Mr. Cappuccio as well, and if he somehow, or Jed or anyone who's listening, if they are listening. Because I've asked Alessandro Cappuccio, look, are you putting any of these up for sale? Because, I'd really love to at least entertain the thought of maybe getting one. I don't know how much they cost. But he did say, like, he's in the middle of kind of organising that to be available. But if they are, please, Alessandro Cappuccio, let me know. I can count 5 ones. Yeah, I can count 5 straight away that I'd love from this issue alone. And just one other thing, Rebecca, I mean, again, if we're just sticking to art, what was it? The take on Moon Knight's cape as a crescent. I loved it. I love it.
Always love it.
I think Moon Knight Core kind of posted that up on their Facebook page. But we got Zodiac looking over Moon Knight, who's kind of almost in like a fetal position, but his cape is a crescent moon.
He's done the crescent, which is really good.
Fantastic stuff.
That's the I want to help you. So my only criticism of the art is actually the colouring probably on Marc when he's on the hospital bed. I think he looks really dark. Like way darker than he ever has before.
Is this your note, Rebecca?
No, I'm just saying, like, come on, he does look quite dark.
Well, he's been burnt.
And
I'm just checking.
No, his whole skin tone is really dark.
Yeah.
Considering he's never been shown as being in any way not sort of pasty before.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm thinking of Marc.
I think his face looks a bit different from how it did in the last issues when he unmasked himself, but I'm prepared to accept that's mask hair. And
the mask hair, yeah, his hair's a bit more shaggy, isn't it? Like he's usually a little bit more clean cut. Yeah,
his face is actually a lot more slender. I think his face sort of tapers down quite a lot. But yeah, just the skin color, just the difference in skin color tone between him and Dr. Barda is not as much as I would have expected it to be.
Yeah, you're right.
Considering Dr. Barda is Egyptian.
Yeah.
And I also love the fact that they call each other Mr. Spectre and Dr. Barda. Like, there's no
formalities. They don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe in the next few, maybe like in 10 issues time, they'll be using first names. But yeah, I did like that, Mr. Spectre, Dr. Barda. You know, just keeping a bit of professional courtesy there.
Well, he's a doctor, so
I mean, yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I could. Yeah, definitely.
I liked it. I like it. You see it quite often with comics until they get to know each other, or they're worried about each other when they suddenly scream their first name.
Yeah,
you see it with Iron Man and Cap a lot. They do a lot of Iron Man, Cap, Winghead, Shellhead, and then the minute they're at risk, it's Steve, Tony. You know, like the
gravity of the situation is
yeah. So that's what I'm expecting, is that they'll be at some point. Hunter's Moon will say Marc, and everyone, and I'll gasp. You can now all gasp along with me, because that'll be the sign that they're fully friends.
I can't wait for that time to happen, and they're buddies. The only thing that I'm worried about is that once that happens, maybe Hunter's Moon might be offed, which I hope not. You know, it would be setting him up. Do you think? Like, it would be.
I mean.
I've seen that happen before.
I don't know. Look, you expand Moon Knight's circle, having killed off his old circle, as far as we know. I don't know if you want to be getting rid of them just yet.
I hope not. But I mean, that would pack a punch though, because we are.
He could have other things to do. He might not. He might not always be available. He might have to like. Besides, it looks like Marc needs quite a lot of healing, generally,
And you're right, I'm looking at Marc here. He's up the other page, just above the 3 visions of Moon Knight dropping out. And he's super tanned. He's like He-Man.
Yeah.
He's like...
He's been on a sunbed, which for a Moon Knight is not a good idea.
No, that's kind of... Yeah, it's betrayal. He's got to keep that kind of lunar, the white...
I don't mind him being a little bit, but like this, it's just I don't know. Either that or it just felt weird when I turned that page and went, oh, okay.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a quibble. It's good to hear that it's a. Well, I think it's like a minor-ish quibble. It's not like,
pretty minor. Yeah.
It's not like the story is terrible or anything like that. So that's good.
No.
But yeah, I mean,
and it's not like the art either. It's just a little thing that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I will if we're talking about the art as well. And again, don't get me wrong, I love it. You're right. Some of the faces though seem not as consistent, and I'm not just talking about Marc's. I'm like as in the amount of detail and the look of the face compared to a lot of other Cappuccio's, facial. Interpretations.
But there's so much more background stuff than we've seen, and a lot more action. So maybe that's the
compromise.
Maybe that's the compromise. Yeah.
Tiger is still looking good as well. She didn't get much of a role, but she's got her purple.
It's nice to know she's still around, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I love that. I did not expect her, other than thinking that that's who Reese was going to. I didn't expect her to turn up. So it's really cool that she's come there to pick him up. I'd really love to see Reese. I know we'll get it soon, and I think Jed did mention it. I'd love to see Reese in action as well. I know she's not like a fighter thing, but I want to see her vampire stuff, I want to see her jump and, not necessarily bite people, but, I just want to see her do stuff.
But I think she's getting there. She's getting there.
She is.
Yeah, she's still a teen, apparently.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, for sure. But she seems to be going.
Things don't make sense still, but yeah.
Yeah, she seems to be getting on well with Tigra, which is cool. And I'm going to jump to one of the other key moments I'll put down here. We all love Mooney. So, what did you think of this?
Lovely.
Yeah, did you? Yeah. I thought it was a bit weird at first because of all those word balloons. Mr. Knight, Mr. Knight, Mr. Knight. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But it is good for him to actually get some recognition, because for someone that's literally been beaten down spiritually, physically, emotionally, it's good that he actually gets some sort of recognition for what he's doing.
And in the second panel of it, he actually looks surprised, even with the mask.
Does. The white eyes rounding out. So that was really cool as well. And we got Soldier cleaning up the mess as well. And there's a little bit there as well. So we've got absolute devotion from Soldier too. He's been saved twice now. So that's great. I'm hoping we will see a lot more of Soldier. But I'm thankful that he's on board. Wasn't there like a third person as well, Rebecca? Shannon? I remember we were talking about...
Yeah, where's she gone?
Wasn't it a guy?
Doesn't matter.
Shannon...
Guy, sorry, yes. Yeah. The one that we didn't know the name of for a long time.
Yeah, but Chad, I want to give a shout out to Chad. He said it and I made fun of him, but Chad was right. I thought Chad just
maybe he's clearing up inside. Who knows?
Putting him to work, yeah, for sure.
Maybe he's at work.
Yeah. Well, let's just say he's the most underdeveloped character out of the new network. But look, if we still get Tigra, Reese, Soldier, I'm happy. And Terry, we know now, is Zodiac, so he can just piss off.
I mean, we're likely to get him again.
Oh, I'd like to see him again as well, but in his true guise. And as it's so funny because, and I like it, that little touch of Reese still calling him Terry, because she can't get. Like, she can't get past that fact, but Moon Knight's saying, well, no. It's been Zodiac
He
all
never
along.
existed.
Terry never existed, but I guess she's gone through such a thing with Terry as well. Like, they were part of that pyramid scheme of whatever with the vampires. I like those little touches. I don't know. Any other key moments, Rebecca, that you...
I think we've pretty much covered it.
Yeah, I think so. Hunter's Moon's origin was a big one. Moon Knight's dream, vision quest thing that he goes through. This thing about him seeing Khonshu again. Now, is that going to be a big thing? He seemed obviously very startled by it, and Khonshu being held captive in wherever on Asgard, he still can somehow communicate with Marc. That seems to have surprised Marc too.
Yeah. But I liked it. I think we've missed that connection.
Yeah.
And it was good to see it.
Yeah.
And I think within this context of him being close to death, presumably, or severely hurt, is at least it's not just a random appearance.
Yeah.
And it may have something to do with Hunter's Moon being there as well. So we don't really know. I'm guessing we'll find out more about that as well, as we go.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of Khonshu being incarcerated. It kind of just reverts him to some sort of, I don't know, mortal being in that sense. So I was happy to see him pop up in here and that he can kind of...
Yeah, but I think if anyone's going to imprison him, it should be other gods.
Yeah, true.
So to speak. So.
Yeah, but it's good that he's kind of around here. Also as well... I don't know, did you give it a second thought about this? I don't know what it was that Batter put on Marc's chest. He put it on his white goo. That was he turned into a moon?
No, I didn't even consider that. Okay. What he drew the moon out of.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was some secret potion or...
Possibly.
It looks phosphorescent, so... Could be glow in the dark paint.
Very bright. It's very bright on his dark skin.
That's right. His dark olive skin is just like it's highlighted.
Marc's dark olive skin, yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, initially I wondered whether that had something to do with his healing process as well. I mean, it could.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. I mean, it definitely wasn't normal healing. Like, not, and we've not seen Marc have to mummify himself before. So there's, there's definitely Barda inspired.
Yeah. He wasn't, I mean, as mentioned, he wasn't fully healed as well. Like he mentions, he's still pretty stiff and sore.
But healed enough to get up and like be up and around again.
Yeah. So I'm assuming like he's had like, I don't know how many degree burns, but this mummifying has somehow accelerated his healing to a point where he can at least walk around.
Whether it was the mummification or the connection with Khonshu, you decide. Yeah.
I love it. It's great. So let me see if I can trawl through all these notes that we have. Rebecca, any other final comments?
I would love to show you all our notes. Our notes basically have me saying Marc has a weird skin tone. That is it.
That's about it. And then just bullet points.
So little.
There. Apologies.
Usually they're actually full. Like Ray actually should be very good.
You should have seen Rebecca's notes
last time. I actually did mine. Yeah.
Rebecca's it's like Tolstoy. It was like...
But this time we were both a bit more of a rush. It's the pre-Christmas.
That's it.
Spirit.
Yes. Yeah, true. It is the end of the year, but look, more than happy and loved that this issue came at this time. It gave us a chance to release an episode, Rebecca, before the holiday break.
Nice, and I was having a look at. That's the other interesting thing from the solicits, like my conspiracy theories here. The February issue is out on February the 9th. So I assume the March issue would be March 9th because that's 4 weeks between them. But the March issue is out on March the 2nd. So I am once again theorizing start dates for the year. And March 2nd is also when Devil's Reign Moon Knight is out. They're both out on the same day.
Okay.
And apparently we should hear very soon when it's going to be shown.
My God.
So,
really?
I know somebody said this week we might hear.
Loonies, keep your eyes and ears on the internet.
Everything open.
But
it looks like, and me and Ray were discussing the other day, maybe having some watch parties. So
yeah, absolutely. Oh God. Okay, whoever drops the news first of when it's a date being released, I will give a prize. I'll give a sticker. Yeah, RTK sticker. I can give you a sticker, Rebecca.
No, it's all right.
I'll send one.
You do enough for me, Ray.
No, not enough.
You sent me a Hercules. That's
that'd be silly. That was like a decade ago. That was ages ago. You sent me something that never arrived. That was it was. Oh my God! That was a signed. Oh. Whoever stole that in the postal
whoever
service,
stole the Ellis Shelby Moon Knight one signed for Ray.
I hope you're happy because you've got a bloody good, issue in your hands as well. But you got me also multiple man. Jeez, Rebecca, you get too much. It's like
yeah.
And I'm offering you a sticker. I'll have to think of something. But yeah, well, look, if there isn't anything else, Rebecca, because we do have a bit of feedback to get through as well, so we might as well wrap this up in a nice mummified bow. What would you give this issue of Horoscope Part 2? 8. Which is a big, beautiful yellow man.
Which makes sense, because that's, Hunter's Moon. Big, beautiful yellow man.
Oh, okay.
He's got slightly more gold on his suit. It works.
I was thinking maybe you wanted to change big, beautiful for Marc. What's he more like? A dark brown man.
To be fair, they're both brown. No, I'm going with Hunter Moon's costume. His bit slightly more gold costume, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. Excellent. I'm going for 8.7. I've gone for another weird decimal.
Very precise.
Edging towards a full moon, only because... Do you remember what we gave the last issue?
No.
We both gave it 9.5 each, which is pretty high.
Nice.
So I'm not taking that back, but I'm just saying I'm putting that in context. Like,
cool.
I enjoyed this, which is great. It was good to see the origin, but yeah, it's still a very strong issue. Yeah, no, but I enjoyed that. So nearly a full moon for this issue, and to cap off. Like a 6-issue run is awesome. I'm so glad that we've got another arc happening. fingers crossed, everyone, like, right into Marvel, keep the buzz happening, the TV show's happening, but, like, just keep it going so that we can, get Jed and Cappuccio and Rosenberg to give us more. This is so cool. So
I'm. It seems to have gone really fast as well, right?
It has, yeah.
Like,
and
it's 6 issues. It doesn't feel like we've had 6 months of Moonlight, but
yeah.
And I'm excited. I've enjoyed what I've read of Devil's Reign, so I'm looking forward to seeing him, seeing his issue.
Well, what have you read?
I'll put the order in this week. It takes a while for my comic shop to go from solicits to being able to order them. So
yeah, right. And which one's Devil's Reign? Is it just issue 1 so far, or
what? Yeah, but I'm just talking about the Moon Knight issue. But yeah, I enjoyed the setup. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, there you go. I mean, you can't get any more shining endorsement than that. An 8 and an 8.7.
Yeah.
Really good. If you haven't, Loonies, if you're listening to this and you haven't checked it out, I don't know what you're doing.
Check it out or wait for one of us to find our codes.
Yes.
It'll be a while for me.
Exactly, as well. I'm going to have to come up with something there to give away a code.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Excellent. Well, Rebecca, if we take a quick short break, we'll be back soon. We've just got a bit of feedback. We've got some voicemail as well. Always fun.
Nice.
And I can use the new toy to play it for both of us. So we don't have to pretend that we've listened to it when I put it in post-edit.
Well, we have listened to it, just not at the same time.
Not at the same time.
Yeah, come on.
Now we can celebrate it together.
Now we can actually listen to it at the same time and know it's gone into the podcast. So.
Exactly. So, listeners, on the other side of this break, we'll be back to wrap up the show with your feedback. See you soon.
Hello, I'm Alan.
I'm Rebecca.
And if you're listening to this, then we recommend that you check out our podcast, the DCAU Podcast, where we watch the original DC animated movies, starting from Batman Mask of the Phantasm and continuing on to Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War and beyond. And we will cover such heroes as Batman,
Superman,
the Batman,
Wonder Woman,
Victorian Steampunk Batman,
The Flash,
Batman Beyond,
Green Lantern,
Old Man Batman,
Martian Manhunter,
and plenty more versions of Batman.
Lots and lots and lots of Batman.
You can find the DCAU podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else that you can get podcasts by looking up the DCAU podcast and subscribe today.
Hello, this is Russell from Tones of Evil, and you're listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast.
Yes, welcome back, Looney listeners. This is episode 255. You're with your two High Priest of Khonshu, and we just talked and discussed Moon Knight issue 6, Horoscope Part 2, by Jed MacKay, Alessandro, Cappuccio, and Rachelle Rosenberg. Rebecca, a fantastic issue, but we do have some other feedback here, so it's pretty cool to hear what others thought of this issue.
Yeah, definitely. So, I'll start from the Facebook page from Moon Knight Core. There's 2, so we'll start with the first. Regular Marvel heroes get sent to Night Nurse's private clinic to heal up. Moon Knight gets mummified, interred in a sarcophagus, and forced to commune with the cosmic horror that is his god every time some cackling edgelord blows him up. I mean, what can you say?
Exactly.
I imagine that also someone bleaches all his clothes. They come out sparkling white again.
Oh, it's hard to keep it that sparkly. It's hard to keep it that sparkly.
Unless Khonshu has a laundry, which is, if anybody wants to do that. And then the second input from Moon Knight Core, I thought the scene where everyone in the street was calling out his name was going to turn out to be either a dream, a hallucination, or that telepath mission team fucking with him. Nice that it turned out to be real. It's about time Marc got a win. That's true.
Absolutely. I totally agree. It was quite nice because he's been through a rough trot. I keep on going back to that last image where he had that conversation with Tiger on the rooftop, and he, it's like, this is why I wear a mask, and he unmasked himself. It's just so sad.
And everything he's said has been like, I'm doing this because I've got nothing else to do. Nobody loves me. I'm very sad. And then everyone loves him because he's helping them.
I wonder if that will change things somehow. I don't know. With him having this kind of renewed vigor and being a champion for everyone.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he's going to be out of action for a little bit, but we'll see.
Well, maybe that's probably that may be fed into the end of this issue where he just sits on saying, "I am not going anywhere."
It does seem that Jed got enough of a heads up early on. And for tie-ins, I think they get asked if they want to. Sometimes they get told they're going to.
Yeah.
But he does seem to have made it work because we got Hunter's Moon. Background before we get to see him in the spotlight a bit.
Yeah. So, no, thank you so much, Bushman, for that. Going great guns. I mean, these guys, Moon Knight Corps, they're doing great work for exposing Moon Knight to the greater community. They're fantastic. They got like 50,000.
You can't just say things like exposing Moon Knight and expect me not to laugh. Thanks, Moon Knight Corps. More exposing Moon Knight for me, please.
I'm glad I said that just when you were taking a sip as well. So
it's particularly good.
We have a next one. The next comment here from our Facebook page from the power of Chad. And this is awesome. Chad says, "Whoa, boy, that was a beautiful dream while Marc was being interred. His sheet veiling him, landing in his gear within his mindscape. Brilliant transition. Does anyone else think this may be an intro for Marc to join Khonshu's chorus? It was cool to learn about Bada finding his path. This made me love Marc's new cast so much. Everyone went out to help Marc, and his return even had cheers from his neighbours in the background. Amazing installation, and I'm eagerly awaiting the next phase. 10 out of 10. Chad never gives 10 out of 10.
And he's accompanied it with a little picture of a full moon.
Yes, Chad. He couldn't get enough.
Over and above.
Yes.
Over and above the Call of Duty. It's amazing.
It is not only Chad typing in 10 out of 10. He then went into the emoticons, had a look for a moon, and just planted that baby right next to it. So that is he's impressed. So I'm glad because it was a good issue. Thank you, Chad.
I'm going to do the next one, but I would also like to point out that Ray very sneakily once again arranged it so I've got the longest.
I don't know. I didn't
you
know.
absolutely did. Evil genius. This is from Mario Di Giacomo. Okay, this is not the story I was expecting based on the solicits, but damn, it's a good one. We not only get a lovely character piece on Hunter's Moon, putting a lot of his actions into perspective, but also some lovely imagery during Marc's vision quest. Bada becoming Hunter's Moon because of his lack of faith contrasts neatly with Zodiac's nihilism. On the one hand, we have a character who wants to believe in something bigger, and on the other, one who refuses to. And poor Marc, who knows his God exists and is a complete SOB, is stuck in the middle, which I think is a very good point there.
Yes, very good. Yeah.
Yeah. I confess I chuckled a bit when Bada's first aid turned into mummification. For just a few seconds, I thought he was pulling a fast one, actually trying to kill Marc or at least convert him. Also, when he mentioned the rites of Khonshu, I also thought we might see the choir of ordination bit he mentioned in his first appearance, but I guess Marc's head is too crowded. Some nice character work on Reese and Soldier as well, showing her courage and his gratitude. Seeing the neighbourhood Marc's work to protect band together to welcome him back was nice too. I half expected him to unmask and ask to be called Marc. Perhaps it's too soon for that.
Nice.
See, other people noticed the Mr. Knight, but I noticed it from Dr. Bada. And that scene reminded me of something else. In an early issue, Marc bemoaned the fact that he'd lost friends, family, and people who loved him. In this issue, we see he has all three for a loose definition of family. I agree.
True.
Finally, the fact that Khonshu can still communicate with him despite being locked up in Asgard somewhere is interesting. I suspect he'll be back sooner rather than later. Really, the only disappointment in the issue is they didn't get to see more of Zodiac. I'm curious why he had to run so quickly and still want to know if the key will show up. Yes, you've got me very interested in that as well.
You've got me interested
and
in
of
the
course,
key as well.
The fact I have to wait another 4 weeks for the next issue. Merry, happy, etc. fellow Loonies. Thank you very much. And I think a lot of good points there.
Absolutely. No, and thank you so much, Mario. That's awesome. What a piece of feedback. Gave us plenty food for thought. But yeah, the likes of Khonshu, it's open now. Like, he's kind of leaked his way out. He could easily be coming out somehow. We could actually see him escaping Asgard or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, the people thanking Marc, that's a good point as well. I would have thought that would have been a good touch. But yeah, you're right. Maybe it's too soon of him just unmasking and then becoming the people's champion.
He doesn't seem like he seems like he gives it very cautiously. Yeah. Like, he didn't really even want Reese to see his face.
He made a point not to.
And he was awkward about Tigra calling him Marc in front of her. So, I think that may be take a bit longer for him to get used to that.
Yeah, that's true. And Dr. Batter was the only one that blatantly just called him openly, like, Spectre, whatever, when they first met.
Yeah, Marc Spectre. Yeah,
so,
Spectre. Mr. Spectre.
Just Spectre.
Sorry, I just saw Matrix, so.
Yeah. Oh, man, I want to watch that. That's pretty cool. Anyway, we got the next one here from another Patroni. Thank you so much, Mario. And this one as well from Kyle Carr. Thank you, Kyle. Kyle says, I just want to start by gushing over the art. I think Rebecca and I spent a few minutes gushing over it as well. The colours in this series have been phenomenal, but I really noticed this issue. From the burning oranges to the luminescent teals to the deep purples, it's just such a pretty book. Also, I know people love McNiven, but having a cover where Moon Knight's costume isn't in tatters is just more appealing to me, especially after 5 covers of it being torn. Absolutely. You can't unsee that once you kind of hear about it. I just hope Pacheco, Frontiers and Rosenberg continue on the covers. As for the story of this issue, I find it interesting how many characters have the goal of fixing him, which we touched upon. His therapist, Batter, and Zodiac all want to change him in some way. Even Moon Knight himself last issue expressed his desire to be a better man and how he doesn't think he can. Interested in seeing how he decides to fix himself by the end. Thank you so much,
That's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
When he decides he's been fixed, or when anyone else decides he's been fixed.
Yeah. Well, that's a huge theme in this whole run so far. Only 6 issues, but I'm sure it carries on.
Well, it's always been it's always been a theme for him, but it's always been focused on his DID. And and I think it's very refreshing. I mean, not just his DID, but quite often focused on his DID. And I think it's refreshing that we come into this, it's handled, he's taking, he's doing what he can, he's going to these therapy sessions. He's that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the other parts of his life.
Yeah, no, really good call. And also the fact that, I can't unsee that. I think I'm going to shout out Anthony, Omega level Looney from Capes on the Couch. He mentioned as well. He's like, "Why is Moon Knight's costume always torn on the covers?"
Yeah, I'm not a mad fan of the McNiven covers we've had, but I understand why people like them. So
I mean,
and it is nice to just see some different ones.
Yes, I mean, I don't mind. I like McNiven's art, but it's just that he doesn't have to be in tatters every time, So it is good that he for a point of difference. We have one other one there, Rebecca, before we have some audio.
Do we? What's the YouTube one?
Oh, no, don't worry about that one. I think that was...
Okay, so Instagram, SK Metal.
Yes.
I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. I love how Moon Knight Jr.'s day job ties into Khonshu's actual mythology as a healer. Great issue all around. And that is interesting. I think we mentioned it when we first got Hunter's Moon, that his profession was a doctor, but it's nice to see him doing this. And obviously it's a really interesting role for him. In amongst all the people that want to help him. I guess Hunter's Moon didn't come in wanting to help him all that much, but now does.
Yes.
He wanted to just be angry at him, but now he can help him both physically and hopefully on that I don't even know what word I want to say there. The sort of spiritually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Spiritually.
Yeah. I mean, also as well, it goes in parallel with Marc's attempt at the Midnight Mission as well. It's about it. They're both kind of trying to help in some way that they can. Batter's more from that academic kind of background, ending up in medicinal, like as a doctor. So yeah, some great parallels as well. But again, always great to hear from you, SK Metal. I want to say that.
Apologies. We're bad at pronunciation.
Exactly. I also just want to backtrack a little bit as well. Chris from YouTube, not that I mentioned, don't worry about the YouTube comment. Chris, I didn't have your comments in here as well. I did want to put in. So Chris mentioned, I don't have it on me on the prom sheet, but Chris just had a comment about the episode that Russell and I talked about, Zodiac. Basically saying that was really cool, really interesting to learn more about Zodiac, this character. Again, I think as Rebecca and I, we both mentioned, and some of the Loonies as well, it's a bit of a shame that we don't get to see more of him, but I'm sure we will see him later. I think MacKay has handled him well, and if anyone who has read that Joe Casey, Dark
Joe
Rain.
Casey sounds right.
Yeah, Joe Casey and Nathan Fox on art. It is really good. I gave it a really high score. I really loved it. But yeah, I'm hoping you dip into that, Chris, and thanks for that feedback as well. But yeah, sorry, I don't have your comments word for word in this prompt sheet at this time. Finally, as well, Rebecca, we got a couple of bits of feedback. I think I'll play... who did I get first? I think I got Russell's first. So let's hear from Russell, host from Tomes of Evil, all-round a funny, zany guy, and his thoughts on Moon Knight, issue 6.
Hello, High Priests of Khonshu. This is Russell from the Tomes of Evil podcast. And right off the bat, I have to say, Jed was right. In my interview with him, he said that Zodiac and Moon Knight would have a conversation, but it would be less of a conversation and more of a, someone getting the shit beat out of them. That's what we got here. I really enjoyed this issue, although it kind of, it can't all be, what's the word I'm looking for? You have to have hills on your roller coaster. And last issue was a big, exciting hill of the roller coaster, and now we're back to ramping it back up, back to the flow kind of slowing down a bit. We got an awesome origin story for Hunter's Moon, who saves the day. We finally got his face turn, to use a wrestling analogy. Basically, turned the other cheek, turned good, quote unquote. He was never really bad. Yeah, I thought that was awesome. Zodiac, we finally know his true intentions. He's not trying to kill Moon Knight. He's trying to bring him back to being that psychopath that he was during the Houston run, or at least close to it. I think that's fascinating. He's trying to bring Marc back down to being, a brutal killer. And yeah, I loved it. Art was fantastic. The fight at the beginning was brief, but it is what it is. Hunter's Moon origin was really cool. The way that he tended to Marc, making him a mummy, and also Dr. Batter, his death was via vampires. Very interesting. Now we know why he hates Reese so much. Yeah, really good issue. I can't wait to continue this story. Zodiac's lurking around out there, but now Moon Knight has to deal with the events that take place in Devil's Reign, so that should be fun. Anyway, guys, that's my thoughts. Short and sweet this time. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you,
yeah,
thank you,
cool.
Russell. Yeah, I think a couple of takeaways for me on this, Rebecca, is the thing that Russell was talking about, the heels. And I think that's very important as well. I mean, I think what we were mentioning, if you read this as a whole, like as the first trade, because issue 5 was a bumper issue, right? So I guess it has to kind of go, up and down.
Yeah, there's definite beats to the storyline, and also like Chad gave this a 10 out of 10. These things are also very subjective how you react to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like we both gave it between 8 and 9. I mean, no one's saying we disliked it. It's just it felt more of a. It wasn't what we were expecting, I guess, is what we're saying there. And I really like that. I like having that comfort zone of comics. This is how they always go, challenged. But it does make it a quite different end of arc than we've had. But it really worked. So.
Yeah, I think it does.
I thought what Russell said about knowing what Zodiac wants from Marc. So Russell has taken more from that than I did.
Yeah,
I did not get that's what he wants from Marc, but it makes sense. So I'll go with that.
Yeah, I mean, especially knowing the character of Zodiac just wants Marc to go off the rails. It absolutely, it makes sense. So that's a great pick up there, Russell. A great take on that. And the other one I thought was really cool was what Russell mentioned about Badder's origin with the vampires. So we're getting more and more really supernatural links to Khonshu, and the physical. We had. Back in Werewolf by Night 32, Marc Spector with a werewolf. Jed MacKay's really introducing a lot more vampires into Moon Knight. And, of course, Moon Knight Core had introduced in that meme, which now seems to be almost gospel, that Moon Knight and Dracula are somehow intertwined. So, I think it's really interesting how even Hunter's Moon's origin is now supernatural based too, or supernatural adjacent in some way. Just an interesting thought there. Right, Rebecca, I think we have one more here from our friend Noel. Noel the Velvet Drapes. Now, Rebecca, have you ever heard Noel and Justin speak together?
Yes. Oh, no.
Oh, well, I mean, not that you hear them now speak together, but it is certainly something for the ears. But we have half of the drapes here, the left drape, as Noel puts it. So let's hear what Noel had to say about issue 6.
Hey everyone, it's Noel Tate. I'm going to review issue number 6 of 2021's Moon Knight. This was another fantastic issue. Overall thoughts is that the art, once again, looks great, even a little better than last time. I guess I was not surprised at all by the return of Hunter's Moon. I think I pretty much called it, even before seeing the preview, but the preview was pretty obvious who Reese was going to see. So his arrival was cool, his outfit still looks cool, everything about that is cool. Having him mummify Marc to bring him back, to heal him, however he did so, whether it was Khonshu, which it seemed like it was Khonshu, was able to heal him, was really neat, and I enjoyed the backstory we get for the good doctor. Similar to Marc, Khonshu has a type, I guess, but it was vampires that somehow got him, which I thought he would be turned into a vampire, but whatever. I liked Khonshu speaking to Marc again, saying he missed him. So obviously we'll be seeing Khonshu soon. It's a little of a anticlimactic ending, but I don't mind that. It just seems that Terry or Zodiac will be going away perhaps for a little bit while we deal with Devil's Reign, and then we'll pick up from there. But overall, I thought it was a great issue, fun issue. A bit anticlimactic for number 5, I guess. I would give it a 7 out of 10. I forget what that is on Connorshoe's scale, but overall, it was good. Well above average. May Khonshu watch over the denizens of the night.
No, thank you, Noel. There, so 7. Sorry, Noel. I'm just looking at it now. I think that's a getting small boy. No, yes, a solid round boy. I got it mixed up.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. So Noel as well thought a little bit anticlimactic. Fair enough as well. All different. But yeah, no. I guess he shared many of our thoughts as well, Rebecca. Not that different.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's a slight consensus. It's just then how that resonates with you.
Yeah. So Yeah. So no, thank you so much, Noel, for that as well. I know that you're avidly reading Moon Knight as well, and yeah, we've all been impressed so far. So nice solid kind of way to do it. To cap off the first arc, and yeah, here's to like a new one, Devil's Reign. It's gonna be weird, like
yeah.
Hopefully, my hope is that
looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I hope it services the greater arc, but I'm hoping that it's self-contained as well, because they're the best ones.
Yeah, I hope so as well. I mean, that's what you always hope for. I'm glad it's only one issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, plus the that one shot as well.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, that's what I meant. I'm glad we've only got a one shot for Moon Knight.
Yeah.
It's interesting that both issues are on the same day. It'll make for a bumper podcast. So.
Oh gosh, yeah, we've got plenty to look forward to.
And who knows? We might even have the show as well. So you might hear a lot from us that week.
Gosh.
We might have to break it up a bit. Yeah.
When does that kind of hit? Because again, I have been in touch. Fingers crossed. We will. Hopefully, Jed will be back on the show. I wanted to ask Jed back after the first arc, and once we're into Devil's Reign. So hopefully sometime in February, hopefully early February, we'll have Jed back on the show. But I think that will take us to about February, right? As you mentioned.
The Devil's Reign issue's March, so
March. The one shot, yeah.
The Moon Knight issue,
yeah. But it'll be good though. I mean, it'd be interesting to chat.
Anytime.
Yeah. It'd be good to chat with Jed as well about the first arc, where we hope to see like Zodiac and the plans for that. So, it'd be very cool. That I think about wraps us, Rebecca. Thank you so much as always. Hopefully we'll see you again. Well, we might see you in some other form in the next episode. But no, a huge thank you for this one. Always good to have you in the. I know.
Yeah, I know what you mean now.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry Ozzy didn't come and say hi, everyone.
I know.
He's Capricious cat.
And I think I scared
put video on and.
I scared off Flip, so he's not here as well.
At least you got to see him, like nobody else did. So
well. I'm going to post Aussie. I don't know. No, I'm not going to post Aussie on the... no, but a huge thank you as well. And again, hopefully, for those subsequent issues, we'll get to chat about it. And, get to talk more about our watch parties, stuff like that. I want to actually probably do one, like a dry run before the actual TV show.
Yeah, we'll do it with a Hawkeye episode or Boba Fett episode or something.
Incidentally, have you watched Hawkeye, the latest one?
Yeah.
I haven't as well, so no spoilers. Okay,
Watch the end credits. Watch the end credits.
Oh, okay, cool. No, I'm
all
excited.
I can say is both media that came out yesterday had end credit scenes that may have been written just for me. Basically.
Oh, wow. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I've just heard it's divisive, like whatever happened.
Yeah. Some people absolutely hate it. Like, it made me want to log off Twitter, which was. Yeah,
did you? Like, I'm assuming that you liked it, yeah? Or...
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay, cool.
I did like it. I screamed a lot. It was so funny.
No, I can't wait. But anyway, I mean, we should also say this is the end of the year, thereabouts. So everyone, happy holidays. End of the season. It's a silly season. Hoping that you spend many happy times, taking a break from work and such, and just enjoying.
Yeah.
Some comics for a bit. So thank you so much for listening as well for the whole year. It's been a bit of a stop-start with, with the pandemic and all. And but hopefully, we'll be back. I intend to keep releasing some episodes in the coming weeks. So next phase, fingers crossed, I'm in the editor's room. There's a little bit of a holiday special for the ITK serial. So Rebecca's there, as well as a cast of thousands. So it's very exciting. I'm just kind of putting it all together. Can't wait for you guys to listen. Just a bit of a little bit of a break from the main story and just a little bit of a holiday kind of vibe. So hopefully that will go down well. I don't know. But yeah, so just look out for that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, the following week. As for the outro, because I'm looking at the prompt sheet. As always, gracious patronies, if you please check out patreon.com/ITK Moon Knight, you can be privy to a lot of bonus episodes, incentives, raw material, that sort of stuff. This video that Rebecca and I are doing, I haven't even gotten around to sharing the screen to show some of the panels, Rebecca. I'm building up towards that.
That's for future time.
That's a future time when I'm a bit more kind of savvy with that. But you can be privy to all that if you're a Patreon member. Please check it out. And a big thank you to our Patreon members as well. Daniel, Drew, Justin, Derek, Kyle, Wayne, Jordan, Josh, James, Anthony, Russell, Michael, Mario, and Gavin. You've heard a few of their comments already tonight. So, yeah, please consider it. It all goes back to the show. Look, I've bought some bells and whistles here to try and augment the show. So, yeah, let's make it bigger and better. Also, as well, CLZ Comics, collectors.com. Again, go check it out. Alwyn, it's all based in the Netherlands. I didn't realise, but it's a Dutch company. CLZ, they do great work. Database for books, music, movies, comics, whatever you love collecting, you can catalog it and record it all to keep on top of it. Also as well, our patronies, Daniel doing, as mentioned, Fringe Knight, his awesome original indie comic based on Erie, Pennsylvania's very own mysterious superhero. Go check out the Patreon at patreon.com/FringeKnight27. And for Drew Toombs, his awesome music, you'll be hearing more of it soon on the show. You can check out his music at soundcloud.com/Toombs with a Z, or Lurk Music. You can find that on Bandcamp at lurkmusic with a ck.bandcamp.com. We'll have links in the show notes, don't worry. And finally, Dreamland Comics, if you use the code MOON, you get 20% off all their back issues. I know Chad has dipped into that little well, so I'm hoping, Chad, that you come away with something good. But yeah, Loonies, it's open. Just use Moon and you can get all your Zodiac back issues. You can get your Hawkeye back issues, all that sort of stuff. And finally, we're part of the collective. Oh, Rebecca, I forgot Spectacles. Is there anything that you'd like to shout out as well?
Yeah, just if you want to listen to me talking about DC Animated Universe, there's a DCAU podcast. Awesome. And I just did a fun Immortal Iron Fist Sons of the Dragon one about Masters of Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. Oh my god, I'm going to get the name wrong and get into trouble. But a really good issue. I did that this morning as well, so it's been podcast day for me.
Oh, nice one. I'm looking forward to that. I heard Connor told me about that one, so
it's really good. Yeah,
I'd be keen to. Yeah, I'd love that. Is that early? Deadly Hands of Kung Fu or Masters? Yeah.
It's just after his the Iron Fist first run.
Okay. Very strong. I've been reading a few of the old Mensch and Galassi issues are really good. And speaking of which, I wanted to say that because Rebecca, with DCAU and the Immortal Sons of the Dragon and Immortal Iron Fist podcast, they're all part of the collective. Again, there's a link in our show notes. Go check them out. There's a whole heap of shows there, or we're all kind of affiliated. Yeah. Basically, we just love our comics and geek culture, and these other people do great work, so check them out. And finally, email at feedback@itkmoonnight.com. Just send us your email. Send us your thoughts on what you thought of the issue.
Email, the voicemail, thought mail. That would be interesting.
Thought mail. That'd be awesome. And also,
Marc would be in on that.
That'd be. I don't think I'd want to check out his thought mail. But also a website, itkmoonnight.com, and we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that sort of schmozzle.
And Discord. Come talk to me on Discord.
Absolutely. Discord is awesome. Go check it out. It's been going. There's so much cool discussions from a lot of the Loonies as well. Again, a shout out to Lena from our episode from last week. They have an Understanding DID channel in the server. It's great fun. So go check it all out. And finally, reviews. Just if you just want to send us a review, please do so. I don't want to linger on that too much. But no, Rebecca, a huge thank you again. Please say hi to Ozzy.
I will do when he'll show up the minute I start making lunch.
Excellent.
So, it's food related. So
awesome. And as I click the queue there and I wait, I wanted to say, can't you watch over the denizens of the night? Catch you later.
Moon Knight and affiliated characters, stories and events are properties of Marvel Characters Incorporated. Materials used and discussed within the podcast are intended for critique and review purposes only under the fair dealing concept of the current Copyright Act. The views, information or opinions expressed during the podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of the copyright owners.